Greetings. Today I want to encourage you to act as if, even if you are not. And I'm going to share with you from my own personal experience. And the very first thing you need to realize is that you are more powerful than you really think. And you have to take a risk to discover how powerful you are. So, if I should share my experience with you, I would like for you to know, for me to be here speaking to you, that I had to leave a job not knowing where I was going. And many people thought that I was crazy, because when you're living in what is referred to as a third world country, where most of the people have a colonial mentality, most people would never leave their job deliberately. And so when I make that decision, it is because I believe within myself that I want more. I believed in myself that I needed to raise my standard. And I believed in myself that I deserve to have more than enough in this life and to be financially independent. And so I had to act as if. And when I made that decision, many of my co-workers were saying, maybe I had something to fall back on, but I had absolutely nothing to fall back on. But I was acting as if, even though I didn't have. So my brother, my sisters, if you should take anything away from what I'm saying to you that when you realize that you're a spirit having a human experience, when you act as if you have, you are actually trusting the unseen. You are actually living from the world of the invisible. And when you start to live from the world of the invisible, that which you envision would become visible. When you start to act as if, even though it hasn't been materialized, that is you acting in faith. And faith is you being loyal to that which you cannot see. And I'm saying, my brothers, my sisters, the being that you are is not seen in the physical realm. Because when I speak to you, you do not see my words. And so, I am not this body. So if you seeing my body, you're actually seeing the house in which I live. So when you start to live beyond the house, and you start to travel beyond the house, you realize that you are omnipotent and omniscient and omnipresent. And you can have whatever you desire if you know how to act as if it is already done, because it is actually a finished work. So everything is already finished, but when you start to act, that is mind over matter. Because that which you want to acquire is in the form of matter, where you can contact it by the five senses. But when you start to act as if, that is you operating from the sixth sense. So if you want to dress a certain way, you do not have to go and buy expensive clothes. All you need to do is dress in clean, decent looking clothing. If you need to spend vacation, in certain places. You can have pictures or things that are like souvenirs from those places. You can go somewhere and probably buy them and look at them and act as if you already would have taken the trip, and those are the things that you brought back from that journey. If you want to drive a certain vehicle, you can go to the dealer and ask to take a good look of the vehicle, whereby you can go in the vehicle, you can sit, you can smell the leather, you can touch the interior of the vehicle, and you have the opportunity to look at the exterior of the vehicle also. The same thing can be done with a home. Even if you can't afford it, you can get a realtor or someone to show you around, take you through and through the house and so on. You take a good look at the interior, and you take a good look at the outside and so on. Also, you can even write yourself a big fat check. That is you living as if, even though you haven't got it as yet. So my brother, my sisters, you have to always realize that we are walking with the law of gestation. You have to always realize that creation is already finished and everything is energy, vibration, and frequency, and all you need to do is to rise to that level of frequency and vibrate there. So when you are acting as if, that is you coming up to that place of vibration, that place of frequency, and your mass of energy. And when you have that feeling as if you are already what you believe yourself to be, that feeling is emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. That is why when Abdullah taught Neville Goddard to live as if, or to believe as if, that is when he instructed him to sleep in his mother's imagination, in his mother's home, in his imagination in Barbados. Sleep in his mother's home in Barbados in his imagination while he was residing in New York. And when he walked the streets of New York, he's supposed to see himself in his imagination walking the streets of Barbados. And he had no work and he had no money, but it became a reality. So that's the same thing I'm saying to you. And Abdullah would have done all of that by teaching Neville Goddard that the central character of the Bible is man's imagination. That is why I always teach you that true salvation is self-realization. So the most important thing, my brothers and my sisters, is to know who you are. Have the right concept of yourself first. And then you can start to put things into action. It is very, 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 very important for you to come to the realization that you are brainwashed, to come to the realization that you were kept in mental slavery. And if you grow up in a third world country, or you grow up in a country that was colonized, you have to come to the realization that you are kept in a colonial mentality. You have to break the colonial mentality by getting rid of all of your belief system and reprogram your subconscious mind before you start to act. Because when you act, you want to act in faith. You want to act in the sense of knowing. Because true faith is knowing, it's a realization. Okay? So, my brother, my sister, I can go on and on and on and on, but I just want to use, my life as an example to encourage you, because I've seen many people who was on the same job at the post office is still there, working for the same salary. While I am way ahead, even ahead of the person who's the top person there. So it's not me boasting, but it's me saying to you that all things are possible to you if you're willing to act as if, even though you do not have it. So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, I want to thank you very much. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you and it resonates with you, and you have a subscriber already, I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Also, if you'd like to have a one-on-one with me concerning the Inner Son Bible study for prosperity, whereby I'm teaching you that the Bible is all about the inner son and it's the son book, and I want to teach you how to understand the law of attraction more perfectly and tie in your psyche with the rest of nature and show you your true oneness to help to raise your energy, your vibration, and your frequency for you to believe more in yourself. Then you can definitely reach out to me, and I'm here to help you. But if you first want to get a foundational course to help you to understand the inner sun science and technology, I have a $20 course on my Patreon, so you can take that course and then you can check me for a one-on-one. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram or you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mad Guru. And if you feel strongly to support this work, I just want to remind you that we have a PayPal and that the link is always down below. So, with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, out.